Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we will discuss another topic from Module 5, Grammar for Academic Writing. We have been discussing various points of the use of grammar in academic writing. Today we will discuss the fourth point, subject-verb agreement. This basic rule says that subject and verb of a sentence should agree in number. Number means whether the noun is singular or plural. A singular subject takes a singular verb, and a plural subject always takes a plural form of the verb. That is a rule. Now, let us see some examples of singular verbs that usually ends in S. Is, was, has, comes, breaks, studies, likes, etc. are examples of singular verbs. These example sentences given below: he washes the dishes. A girl in neighborhood plays in the band also tells you that he is singular, and that is why you have used washes. Girl is singular subject, that is why you have used plays. Then in this here you can see plural subjects need plural verbs. The example sentences tell you how a plural subject takes a plural verb. They is plural, that is why they wash their own clothes. Two boys is plural, that is why two boys in my class visit America next year. Parents in the last sentence, her parents is a plural subject. Parents were working in a multinational company last year. Here also you can see two subjects joined by and take a plural subject. Examples are George Lucas and Steven Spielberg have made many successful movies. Ravi and Sita help the poor students in their locality. These indefinite pronouns always take singular verb. Each, nobody, no one are the examples. Okay. Plural indefinite pronouns usually take plural verbs. Now you can do this activity. You will have to identify the subject, and then you will have to use the suitable verb from the bracket. You can pause the video and complete your activity. You have to do all these 7 sentences and also the remaining 7. Total 14 sentences for doing this, completing this task. Now let us go to the next point. The next point is practicing consistent use of tenses. We have already learned how to use tenses in sentences. So only these 2 points that we have to remember. Past tense is usually suitable for a narrative, and present tense is preferred in analysis. Okay, because it helps to assert the timelessness of the work. You can practice the use of tense by activity 5.6, but you need not submit it as an assignment. Okay, we'll go to the next point, the use of parallelism in academic writing. So parallelism is a stylistic feature in academic writing. It is the use of grammatically similar words or similar expressions in a sentence. It is actually repetition. This repetition helps the idea to be conveyed deeply and properly. It also improves the readability of your work. These are some examples of parallelism in sentences. The first sentence, they met, conversed and dispersed. So here you can see the parallel use of verbs. In the second sentence, it is the parallel use of clauses. He came is a clause. He saw another clause, and he conquered is also another independent clause. So parallel use of clauses. In the third sentence, it is the parallel use of adjectives. Fast, efficient and safe are adjectives. And the last sentence, you can see the parallel use of nouns. His favorite foods are chocolate, chips and soft drinks. You can do this activity now, task now. Pause the video, complete this task. You will have to underline the use of parallel expressions in the following sentences. Now we'll go to the last point of the unit of that section, that is avoiding wordiness from your academic writing. Shakespeare, in his famous play Othello, said brevity is the soul of wit. That means you can express your ideas effectively with the use of minimum words. Wordiness then refers to the imperfection caused by the use of more words than the meaning demands. Wordy sentences make the writing unnecessarily lengthy. An example given here is, it gives me immense pleasure in introducing the speaker. This wordy sentence can be revised as, I am pleased to introduce the speaker. That's a simple way. Here are some examples. Read it and see how a lengthy, wordy sentence is revised and made look perfect. Now you can do the task given in activity 5.8. Before that, you will have to read section 5.14 to understand more details about wordy sentences. This is the task. There are 30 expressions given. You will have to substitute these expressions with one word. The words that you will have to replace are given as list. You can do it and make your wordy expressions brief. So we have been discussing all the points in section from the module 5 that deals with vocabulary and grammar of academic writing. So I think that you have cleared your doubts and you got a clear picture about the points that we discussed. We'll come with another video. Thank you.